to get this party.
All right, cool. Well, welcome everybody back for our next rendition of First Tee at Home. So Eagle class, we're going to work on a couple different things today. We're going to work on developing some practice stations, because you may not be able to get out and actually practice right now, but you can set up stations hopefully in your yard or open field somewhere or something to help you work on your game. So we'll talk about that here in a little bit. But we're going to jump right into core value of the day is judgment. We use judgment as a way of making decisions, because judgment's about making good choices. We make choices every second of every day. So we got to make sure we're making good choices out there. Our healthy habit today is vision, not these things. Vision about where you see yourself. Where do you visualize yourself being in the future? What do you see yourself doing? Back at the birdie level, we talked about setting goals. So, setting those goals to reach that vision that you have of yourself and, your career and the things you want to do, the plans you have for yourself and whatnot down the road. Our core lessons are going to be focused on planning for the future. So you got to have vision for that. Being a go-to person. And to be a go-to person, you have to have good judgment, because people probably don't want to listen to you if you use poor judgment all the time. So really important, if you're going to be a go-to person, that you really, really, really use good judgment at all times. But real quick, we're going to get warmed up, and then we'll get into the practice stations and a little bit more about the lesson plans today. So drop this down a little bit here. Okay, so everybody get up. If you're not, you got to get up. Come on, get up off the couch, do something. Okay, so we're going to work on quick foot movement. We want to develop our agility. Helps our ability to hit the ball faster. So you can have a line down somewhere. I use the line in the on the patio in the back deck. You can do whatever. So what you're going to do, feet real quick, and we're going to hop back and forth as fast as we can. So we're going to do this 20 times real quick. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, quick feet. So this time we're going to go, instead of side to side, we're going to go frontwards and backwards. All right, here we go. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. All right. So the heart should be pumping a little bit right now. That's good stuff. Okay, lunges. Got to build up those legs and make sure that we are doing lunges the proper way. We want to be able to step out. We don't want our knee to go out past the edge of our toe. That's not good. We can hurt ourselves there. So we're going to step out. We're going to drop the back one down and push up. And you can go just right here. We're going to do 5 on each side doing this, right? 4. Notice that the front knee is not, once again, so as I step out, I'm dropping straight down. And that knee is not going out over my toe. If it goes out like this, I can start putting a lot of extra pressure on my knee, and I can injure myself. So I want to make sure when we do these things, we're doing squats the right way. You can do walking squats where you step, come to a stop, you drop down, step up right here, and go and continue that process. If you don't want to do it, just standing still. But make sure we're using proper form. So that's really going to allow us to develop those leg muscles, the quads, the glutes, hamstrings, all that stuff. Really, 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 really important for us to be able to hit that ball farther. Whew. Now, plank challenge. We still have time to get in some of the plank challenges. We're going to do a quick 20-second plank. Right now, I think there's like a 8-minute plank that's leading. 8-minute plank. Holy cow. I don't even know if I could do that. All right, so once again, make sure you get down. Good straight back. Hips aren't up in the air, knees aren't sagging down. I want a good straight plank. We're going to hold this for, let's see if we can hold it for a minute. I mean, if the leader's at 8 minutes, surely we can hold a plank for a minute. I may not be able to, but you guys and gals should. Come on. All right, we're already 15 seconds in. Woo. 20. Come on. Don't give up. Squeeze your belly button into your spine. That's going to help activate that core a little bit better. And that's going to help make those stomach muscles even tighter, stronger, help you hit it farther and more consistent. All right, coming around. 20 more seconds to go. Woo! Not bad for the old coach here. 1 whole minute coming up. I'm not sure if I can get up after this, though. All right, here we go. We're down to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right. So that was just one simple little minute to knock out some little ab work. If you can do that 20 times a day, though, man, that's 20 minutes worth of core work. That kind of works out. All right, so when we're talking about developing our practice stations, we're going to come out here and yell at me if you kind of lose audible of what I'm doing here. So I'm going to get set up here, and you can see I've got a couple of noodles that I've stuck in the ground using alignment rods. So essentially I come up here and I take my stance, and I get set up and I set this noodle, I set the alignment rod in the ground on the same plane as my club shaft. My club shaft's up there, that's not the same plane. So I want them on the same plane. I put a nice alignment rod down here to give me a baseline here, and I put another one in over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get in the middle here, and I want to be able to make swings without hitting the noodle. Because if I'm going back inside, I know there's somebody on here right now that has a tendency to do that. So if you go back inside, you're going to hit this noodle right here. It's instant feedback. So if I go up, and what happens with a lot of people is they may drop it inside too much on the way down, you'll hit the noodle on the way down. I've got a noodle out here that's kind of curved, which if I go out, I can get a little bit closer here. If I go out, I may come down and hit this outside one. So I want to get here, drop it down, swing all the way through. This is a great way to make a practice station to help you be a little more consistent. I'm going to come over here. You can see it from the front. Okay, so we got this right here. So that right there is a great little practice station. You can use it at home. You know, use it out in the field somewhere, whatever you got to do. But simple little thing. It's a couple alignment rods, couple noodles, and you're ready to go. All right, the next one here is, okay, so we got a 2x4 here. And I drew a line. My lines really weren't super perpendicular and parallel, but you get the idea. The one black line going straight across, that's what I want to line up with. So that really helps me get my club face nice and square. And I could actually set balls on this and roll them off the end. There's my putter. There's my putter. Okay, so I can come over here and I can set a ball right here in the middle. I can get the club face nice and square right there on that line and just practice going here, rolling it right off the end. So that's another way to help me. It also helps with my alignment. So I can see if my feet are not lined up, my hips, my knees, I want everything nice and lined up. Arms hanging down here, allowing the club to swing back and through, down the line, make the ball go into the hole. Now this is a pretty cool thing here. This is I call this the practice pillow now. We've got a basic little pillow like this out here. And what I do is I put it in my forearms here between my elbow and my wrist. And when I grab a club, like a putter, here, I'm going to work on keeping my hands and my wrist very still. So I'm going to move the pillow as far back and through as possible. And when I do that, you can see that my hands and wrist aren't moving. They're not doing this. So if I move my hands and wrist, see how far that pillow's moving? It's not moving very far. So if I move the pillow a really long way, that helps out a lot. When I get into chipping, there we go. Same thing. Whoops. So one thing, I'm gonna get it in here. When I get set up here, I'm just gonna move the pillow a long way, and you can see I'm really not moving my wrists and hands at all. It's gonna be my shoulders and stuff. Very, very good way to get a lot of consistency when it comes to putting and chipping. I can also get out here with full swing do the same thing. I can get here and I can turn back and I can turn through and not hit my noodles at all when I'm working on practicing. So building practice stations really helps you with consistency, really helps take away a lot of those things that we may be doing that are a little inconsistent in our golf game. So really working on that, especially during this time right now, because I know not a lot of golf tournaments are going on. So if you're going to take the time to work on something, now's a really, really, really good time to work on that. Get yourself ready for when tournaments do kick back in. Remember, the plank challenge, whoever can hold the longest plank is going to be winning chicken dinner.